Hey everybody. Happy New Year. Happy 2024. I decided to go live per request from Purple Sister Stephanie Mills to review the Diamonds and Pearls Super Deluxe Edition. So because it's so late, I'm not going to be on here too long. I'm just going to briefly give my feelings about the deluxe edition treatment and what I thought about it. But I mean, in short, to make a long story short and a short story long, I really loved it, and I was very happy for the most part with what the estate put out. So I got the what was it? It was like $169. That one. I didn't get the vinyl one that was like $350. That was above my price range. So I stayed where I wanted to be price wise. But with that, you got like 7 discs of like music and videos and 2 different concerts. You have the Glam Slam concert, and then you got the Special Olympics concert, the sound check for that, as well as all of the associated music videos with the Diamonds and Pearls album. Like, for instance, most of the videos, of course, like for Cream and Diamonds and Pearls, I had seen those videos before, but I didn't know, and neither did my husband when we first saw it, that there was a video directed by one of the, I think it was Pearl that directed the video for Strolling. So it was kind of it was really short, but it was a, cute little video for what it was. But I just wanted to, what though, before I really go into my review, how about, now this is the gripe that I currently have with the estate. So I know many of y'all last year, they put out the Live with the Revolution album back in 2022. And many of us got this calendar, right? Where's our calendar for this year? Like, I'm steady waiting, and the year before last, they put out the calendar late. Like the 2022 calendar, they put out late. And so I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe they're going to put out the 2024 album late. But it's still not out. This is 2023, y'all. Where is our 2024 calendar? Like, they put like this, I've seen, like on my timeline, this little bootleg calendar with some AI pics that's from this, like, one of those little shady internet companies. I'm not going to buy that bullshit. I'm not going to buy that. I need the estate to put together a Diamonds and Pearls, because that's what y'all put out this year, or last year now, calendar. Where is our 2024 calendar, Prince Estate? Okay, that's my gripe. So let me move on. Because we already in 2024, y'all. We need our calendar. So of the 47 tracks, 33 coming from the vault that I really liked, I liked Hold Me. I really liked that one. I liked because it was like a nice little ballad that it was kind of sad, but it was also very, I liked it. I liked his singing. And I also liked My Tender Heart, even though that was originally done by Rosie Gaines, and it was supposed to be a song that she actually wrote to her husband, and Prince kind of took it back and changed the lyrics a little bit and kind of made it his own. But I still enjoyed his version. I don't think I did hear her version, because she did it on the live from Glam Slam, that concert. And that was actually the very first concert that iteration of the MPG did at Glam Slam 91 back in January of 1992. That was the very first performance they did as a group, as MPG, and they did awesome. So some of the highlights that I really liked from that was, like I said, I liked Rosie Gaines' performance for Tender Heart. And I really liked everything, but I really liked the live version of Jughead Now, I was never a fan of the song Jughead, as many of us are not. But I really like the live version of Jughead. And I also like the live version of The Sacrifice of Victor, which, you know, I mean, when they did the little chant, which I can't think of right now. But I was just like, okay, I never really cared for either one of those songs. But, you know, Prince being Prince, he could take songs that when you hear them on record, you might be like, yeah, that's okay. But then when he plays it live, it just gives a whole different version almost of the song. And I feel the same way about other songs. I might have to do a countdown about that, actually. Housequake is another one of my favorite live songs of his that he did that, you know, because hearing Housequake on the record, it was just like, oh, it was okay. But when I heard Housequake live, I was like, this song is the shit. So I really liked how Prince and his genius could just transform a lot of his songs live and just make them better. Because, like, who likes Jughead? I mean, I'm sorry. There might be some people out there who like Jughead. But I never really cared for the song until I heard it live on this collection. So I was like, okay, it kind of got me listening to it a little, you know, a little bit more and looking at the song a little differently. Because, of course, he's talking about, you know, his beef that was brewing with Warner Brothers and all that. So y'all just gonna have to be all right with me wearing my satin bonnet, because when I get off here, I'm probably going to go to sleep. So that's the reason why I got that going. But y'all like my Prince wall in the background here? When I start my YouTube channel, which is coming up probably pretty soon here, this is going to be kind of like my setup right now. So hopefully y'all can hear me okay. I can't see the comments, so I'm hoping that y'all can hear me. I'm assuming that y'all can, because I usually speak pretty loud. So another thing though that I want to talk about, I'm gonna get back to my review in a minute, but me and the Hubs are planning to go to Paisley Park in March during the week of spring break. So I'm super excited about that. And I plan to do like some vlogging while I'm out there, because I've never been to Minnesota. I really hope that, I know it's usually pretty cold up there. I'm praying that it won't be too cold still by the time we go in spring break, because I initially wanted to go up there during the summer so I wouldn't have to worry about the weather as much. But because we've got some other things going on that we want to kind of accomplish this year, that we just decided, okay, we'll go and go up there for spring break. So, like I said, I know this year is the 40th anniversary of Purple Rain. So I'm kind of curious to see if the state is going to put out something. I'm sure they will, but I don't know if they're going to, you know, what activities and all that's going to be going on up there. I'm pretty sure they're going to have, at the celebration this year, for example, I'm pretty sure they're going to have a lot of Purple Rain themed events, I would imagine. So I hate that I'm going to miss that, but I would rather just go, you know, sooner rather than later. You know how life be life, and y'all get it. So anyway, but going back to some of my favorite tracks. So I said I liked Hold Me. I liked My Tender Heart. Skip to Malou, My Darling, I liked. I really liked Dark Side, even though it was kind of, you know, weird with the you know, I was like, okay, that's a little different, but I like the in the same way that it was kind of like, you know, an instrumental, in the same way that Blood on the Sheets was an instrumental. And I enjoyed both of those. What else did I like? I like Lorianne. It had me wondering who Lorianne was, because a lot of times Prince writes about people that he actually knows. So I wonder, you know, who Lorianne was. And of course, I liked probably the most controversial song, Schoolyard. I had heard Schoolyard previously before it was put on this Super Deluxe edition. And I always kind of wondered about the song and the fact that, you know, Kari, who he mentioned, or Kari, he mentioned her in The Beautiful Ones. So when he said the name of the song, I was like, okay, I wonder if that's the same woman. And then when I listened to, and I still haven't finished the the podcast about the Super Deluxe Edition that the estate put on. And the interviewer, she actually hunted down this lady and had her listen to it. And I was like, I don't know if that was a good idea. I would have been totally, and she did say that she was kind of nervous about letting Kari hear the song. And sure enough, like I said, I hadn't finished all the episodes, but I do remember listening to that part of the podcast. And Kari basically said, like, oh my God, like she sounded like she was just like shocked. Like, oh my God, that did not happen. And Prince being Prince, he probably did embellish the story a little bit, but a part of me kind of thinks maybe there is a little truth to it, and maybe she was just really embarrassed about it because she just didn't think that he would, do something like that. So, but we'll see. It is what it is, I guess. But Schoolyard is just, it's a funny song to me because, he's talking about his first time and then what it feels like. And I'm just like, he really goes into a lot of detail. And I can kind of see why he left it off the album. Because, especially now, given, the times that we live in, they would try to cancel Prince, with him saying, he's messing with this 14-year-old girl, even though at the time he was saying he was 16. So there's only a two year age difference, but still, it's just kind of like, So I can see kind of, why that was probably, not, that he didn't want to release that. But I still liked it. I still thought it was a funny song. Another song I like, Streetwalker, which is another song that Rosie Gaines actually wrote. I like that one. Really, honestly, there was not really one song on there that I didn't care for. I really listened to all of them. Pain, that song kind of reminded me like an early neo soul type of sound, and that it was kind of jazzy, and he kind of flirted with element. When I say neo soul, I'm talking about like the music that like Erykah Badu and Jill Scott, kind of that type of music, and that's kind of how the song Pain kind of felt to me. Let's see, let me think of what else. But those were some of the highlights for me. Like I said, I like Blood and Sheets. I like Streetwalker, Lorianne, tip of my tongue. I like too, At the Altar, or Standing at the Altar. Now, he also has some songs on there that were very New Jack swingish, like Don't Say You Love Me. Don't Say You Love Me sounds just like, y'all remember that show In Living Color? It sounds like it could be like the theme song for In Living. Don't Say You Love. It sounds just like it could have been the theme song for In Living Color, which, back in the day, they had a little competition with Saturday Night Live at one point. And I think at one point they even had higher ratings than Saturday Night Live. So, yeah, In Living Color and Mad TV. Y'all remember Mad TV? So that has nothing to do with Prince, but that was another show, another like scripted comedy skit show. Because, Saturday Night Live has been around forever. And, of course, Prince performed on Saturday Night Live a few times. I think a total of like 3 times that I know of. First time was like in 1981 during, what was that? I think they were doing, not Dirty Mind, but it was in that time period between Dirty Mind and Controversy. And they did the song off the Dirty Mind album, Uptown, which was a song that, or was it Uptown? I think it was. No, not Uptown. Party Up, Party Up. Yeah, they did that song. And that was a song that Morris Day had actually put together that Prince wanted to pay him for. Well, he told Morris Day that he could give him money or that he could help him start a band. And Morris chose the band route. So he did the song Party Up back in 1981. And I think the next time he played on Saturday Night Live, if I'm not mistaken, was 1989 during the Batman era when he did Electric Chair with his beautiful long flowing hair, and he just looks so fine. Oh, just so fine. And then I think the third time was 2014 when he was with Third Eye Girl, and they did Another Love, and I can't remember the other song they did, but yeah, about, a long history with Saturday Night Live. I don't know why I got into talking about that. Oh, because I was talking about the song Don't Say You Love Me. But I need to go back and actually, it's been a little while, I'll be honest, since I listened to some of the songs, but they definitely have, don't get me wrong, they definitely have playing again value for sure. And I haven't even really got time to go through this book, like as soon as because it came like right before I went on my birthday cruise. So it came, like I ordered it like when it went on pre-order back in like September, I think, or August. I think it was September. Yeah, September 15th. And then it finally came to my house, I think on Halloween. And I was like leaving, I was going to be leaving for a birthday cruise like the next day. And so that's when it came in. So I didn't really I really, hadn't really had time to really read everything. Because actually right now, to be honest, you guys, I'm actually reading an autobiography of Tupac right now. And that's been taking up a little bit of my time. But I did go through and look at some of these beautiful pictures. I don't know if you guys have done that or not. But another performance I really liked, of course, is the Special Olympics. And I liked his little improvised, it was a short guitar solo, but you've seen the little shorts about them, the little TikTok shorts where he did for Diamonds and Pearls, the song. And I like the rock version of Cream. Cream Take Two. That was another song, because I didn't listen to a whole lot of the remixes. Like I listened to the longer version of Diamonds and Pearls, which I really liked. But I need to go back and listen to some of the different remixes and things like that, because I just kind of went straight for the vault tracks, as I think probably most people did. And but I need to go back and listen to some of the house remixes and all of that. So, but I like the Special Olympics show, and of course I like the sound check, and like I said, I really, really liked all of it. But like I said, the thing that most surprised me, like I said, was that performance of Jughead. And I wasn't the only one, because I see that, what's the old boy from The Roots? Damn, I can't think of his name right now. But he put out like a little short saying how impressed he was with how everything sounded live, like all the songs. And he was just like, man, I used to not, because he was one of those guys that, he knows a lot about Prince, so-called, but he doesn't really care for a lot of Prince's like past the 80s stuff, which I'm like, well, I mean, apples and oranges, to each his own, but I'm one of those Prince fans where I look at the sum of his discography. Like, I like a lot of his 80s stuff, but I like his 90s stuff. I like his 2000 stuff. I like his 2010 stuff. Now, I'm not trying to say that makes me a better fan or anything like that, but when I became a Prince fan, I decided, okay, I'm going to look past, his height, which was in the 80s, and look at some of his other stuff. And Diamonds and Pearls is probably like my third or fourth favorite album. And then I like the Rainbow Children. That's also in my top 10, because a lot of those albums, especially in the early 2000s, kind of got overlooked, I think, even by his fan base even. But there's a lot of good, like I was just telling my husband the other day, on the Rainbow Children, my favorite song is, two of my favorite songs of Prince's is on there. Everywhere, I love, even though it's kind of a short little song, I love it. And then Last December. So for those of you who kind of like, I don't know if I want to check out some of Prince's later stuff, let me be the one to encourage you to do that if you haven't already, because there is a lot of good music past the 80s, past the 90s even. Please, please, please check it out. Let me see. I'm trying to think of some other songs that kind of stood out to me. I know there's probably going to be some more that I just can't think of right now. But those were the ones that just kind of caught my attention. especially Hold Me. Like, it was just so, like, I played it a few times. So it was definitely, Hold Me was definitely my favorite of the track ones, of the vault tracks. So I can't see, like I said, I can't see any questions, but thank you guys, all you Prince fans that are watching, fams that are watching me. Like I said, I just really, and I'm so glad that, you know, the estate actually did something this year, because I was trying to think about, like, if they weren't going to do this, I was really thinking, okay, so what are they going to put out? What are they going to do? Because nothing really happened other than, like, back in 2003 is when he put out, like, those jazz albums, Expectation and News and all that. So I was like, well, maybe, you know, it'd be nice if they did like a jazz collection, you know, like, because I liked News. I hadn't really listened to Expectation all the way through, but so I might have to do that at some point. But I liked News. I liked the songs that I did hear of Expectation. I liked, and Madhouse 8 and Madhouse 16. I liked those. So, you know, I would buy a jazz collection. I don't know about you guys, but I would for sure. Let me see what else. I also need to go back. I don't know how many of y'all have listened to that podcast. Because, you know, every time the estate puts out a collection, they'll have a podcast to go along with it. And I called myself trying to catch up, but I think I just started the Welcome to America. That's how... I'm bad, y'all. That's how far back I am in the podcast. But I did catch some snippets of the Diamonds and Pearls podcast. And the snippets that I caught were really interesting. I like how the interviewer, like, really tries to find some, like, stories that you won't hear anywhere else. Or, like, with interviews, like with that Carrie lady, like, or Carrie. Yeah, I think that's how, Carrie. I don't know why I keep saying Carrie. But, like, that Carrie lady. Like, I was just like, yeah, because Schoolyard, like I said, it's just a very controversial song. And like I said, it's a good song, but it's very controversial. I can see why some people, another kind of funny song, the Schoolyard, like I said, was funny to me, Work That Fat. And there were some people that were offended. Like, I was on, looking at some of the other Prince fan pages on Facebook, and this one lady put out a whole status saying, oh my God, I'm just so upset that Prince would put out a song like that. I'm like, girl, bye. I'm a big girl and I thought the shit was funny. Like, you know, I mean, sometimes you just have to have a sense of humor about it. I don't think that he was trying to offend anybody. But, you know, this day and age, it was so much different back then. Like, you know, I mean, I don't think it's an issue. Like, I really thought it was funny. And actually, I think Work That Fat is a good song to work out to. So, I don't have no issue with it. I don't know about you guys, but, you know, and I'm not trying to say that her feelings aren't validated or shouldn't be validated. I just think that it wasn't that big of an issue for me as a big girl. I thought it was funny. What else? Trying to think of some other tracks that really stood out to me. But the ones, like I said, that I would just play over and over again was Hold Me and My Tender Heart. I guess because I'm such a romantic at heart. I really like those ballads that make you think about, you know, you're the one you love. So those two actually stuck out to me. And I just really... So I really like the whole, you know, the whole album, like the whole thing. But like I said, it's been a while since I called myself trying to listen to some of the tracks. When me and my husband was cleaning up the house the other day, like last week, right after Christmas. I can't remember now. All the days we have both been off for about 2 weeks. He actually is going back to work tomorrow, and I go back to work on Wednesday. So it just seems like the days have been just running into each other because I haven't been to work. I have not been to work since December 20th. That's how long, well, for my regular job, because I have 2 jobs. My second job, I've been off since the 21st of December. So I have just, just been just kind of, we've went out, me and my husband went out a couple of times with friends and, did some things. But for the most part, we just kind of been just chilling at the house, like, watching movies and, doing boring married people stuff, which is like nothing. So, which I don't mind that. Don't get me wrong. But I think that's about it. That's really all I have to say about everything. I'm really looking forward to what the estate is going to do, like I said, for the 40th anniversary next year. This year now, for Purple Rain. But I also hope that they put something else out, because we've already had a super deluxe edition of Purple Rain. And of course, I know they're going to have to put out another one for the 40th. But I'm curious as to see what else they're going to do this year outside of that. But anyway, y'all, I'm probably going to call it a night because I'm a little sleepy. Not too sleepy, but I'm feeling like I need to probably lay down. So I'm trying to think again when I'm going to go live. And when I do, like I said, I'll probably, like, if anybody had comments that I currently can't see, I will be responding to those comments after I get off here. So have no fear of that. And I want to thank each and every one who has, took a little time out of their day night now it's past 9 o'clock here in Arkansas where I am, to take their time to listen to me and watch me. And, I'm so appreciative of that, because even though I've been doing the podcast now for it'll be 2 years this summer, I still kind of feel like I'm still, trying to have my bearings together with this whole thing. And, speaking live on camera is still something that, while I'm feeling more comfortable with each time I do it, is something that I still kind of struggle with. So I'm going to try to start going live maybe at least once a month, maybe more than that, maybe once every 2 weeks or something, just to sit and talk about, whatever Prince related stuff. Like, I can tell you guys, hey, I'm going to go live such time. If you got questions you want me to answer, just let me know. Because I'm always reading and doing research about Prince and people in the Prince camp. So I'm not like the most, informed person about a lot of stuff, but I try to stay in the loop, especially when it comes to, any of the latest news about coming out of the estate, because that's what I want for my YouTube channel. And I hope that once I go live on my YouTube channel, I'm going to start uploading all of my episodes to YouTube, because you guys, I literally have about close to 60 episodes of the podcast on Spotify. So I need to start uploading those to YouTube. And so my hope is that everyone that is following my Facebook page and Instagram page, like next time I might go live on Instagram, because I do have an Instagram. The podcast does have an Instagram page. I've had it for probably about close to 6 months now. It's shades_of purple. No, shades_of_purple podcast. Yeah. And I actually haven't been on there in a while. I've been trying to do like little reels and stuff like that when I think about it. But, between having 2 jobs and trying to do this, it can be a little challenging at times. I'm not going to lie. You got to really, put some effort into this. So with that being said, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. And like I said, if any questions you had, I will answer them as soon as I finish this live. And for those that have been living under a rock and have not went and got your copy of this, what are you waiting on? Are you really a Prince fan? If you don't get, let me stop that. Because now, people have different, financial responsibilities and obligations. So let me not say that. But if you haven't already, because this has been out since October. So please go get it. Look at all of the beautiful pictures. It's always so well put together. And now I can kind of appreciate sometimes why it takes a while for these projects to come out of the estate. Because look at this, like, look at these beautiful pictures. Like, I mean, that stuff takes a while to put together, you know, or maybe it doesn't. I don't know. Maybe in my ignorance, I'm thinking that to make it really look good, you know, you've got to, you know, take your time with it. So I can, you know, I have a better appreciation because, you know, when they put out Prince and the Revolution Live back in 22, I was like, oh, you know, this is great. And, you know, I appreciated it for what it was, but, you know, I was just like, well, I was kind of hoping for a little more, but hey, I can at least say they have put something out every year consistently since Prince left us in 2016. So I can say that much about the estate. They have consistently put out something. Now, it might always not be what we want, but they have at least put something out. And I think that the Prince's estate can, you know, be an example to other, you know, estates. You know, we're not going to name no names of dead musicians that could really up their game, because I'm just like, well, they deserve to, you know, have something. They might have other things going on that are not necessarily music related, that is, you know, bringing in income. And before I leave, I know I've been saying I'm going to leave. I'm like a preacher. I'm going to say that I'm going to leave at least 3 more times before I actually finish. But another thing, like there was the Prince, the official Prince Facebook page, you know, they put out posts all the time. And there was a post about, on the page about like active wear, like Prince stuff that you can wear when you're working out. And there were people in the comments like, oh, this is disgusting, and he would have hated this. And I'm like, do y'all want Paisley Park to close? Like, the estate has got to pay the bills. Come on. Okay, if you don't want it, don't buy it. But for other people that want to buy it, they gonna buy it, and it's gonna be okay. And for people just like, well, all this vault material he didn't want. He said in numerous interviews that he knew that this was gonna happen when he died. He said that he didn't exactly say that verbatim, but he said that he knew that once he was gone, somebody was gonna put the stuff out. He knew it was gonna happen. Okay, so it's not like he was just like, oh, no, I don't want, no, he never said that. He said, he was like, yeah, they're gonna do it, you know, whether I want them to or not, you know, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. So he knew that it was gonna happen. I don't know if he necessarily, you know, was okay with it, but in interviews, he was just like, hey, you know, there's a lot of stuff. He even said he didn't even know, you know, how much stuff was in the vault. So he was like, I don't know how much stuff is in there, but I know it's all gonna come out one day. And so that day is now. That day is now. And I'm like, for people to not want to support it, like, but then you get mad when you can't, like, when there's no, like, Prince stuff to buy, you know, and it just, I don't understand that. I don't understand the outrage. Like, I to a certain extent, I guess, you feel like, well, they're exploiting Prince's name, and, okay, well, they do that to everybody. I mean, that's a way for the estate to make money and to pay the bills, to keep the lights on at Paisley Park. You know, do you want all that to shut down? And then you'll be like, oh, no, you know, they don't even care about, no, because y'all said y'all didn't want to buy, you know, y'all had a problem with them putting out, you know, some leggings to work out in, you know, that had Prince's symbol on it. You got a problem with that, didn't want to buy it, and now Paisley Park is shut down. I mean, of course, that's not going to happen. But you know what I'm saying. You know, like, get over yourself. Just, if you don't want it, don't buy it. Simple as that. But for me, I'm going to try to buy as much as I can. You know, when I can. I can't buy everything. But, you know, like when I go to Paisley Park in March, I know that everything that's at Paisley Park is probably pretty pricey. So I don't know if I'm going to actually purchase anything at Paisley Park, but we'll see. But I see Teflon is watching. I want to try to hit you up, sir, because I know that you do the Purple Ride, if that's you. I want to try to do that too. because we're basically going to be taking lifts and stuff everywhere. I don't think we're going to have like a car. We're just going to, but we'll see. Because the hotel we're going to be staying at is the one that's like right down the street from Paisley Park. So, and we want to go to the Mall of America too while we're out there. So there's a couple other things we want to do too, in addition to going to Paisley Park while we're there. So, so I pray that that happens. You know, I'll let you guys know either way if we do end up going. If not, but I'm pretty sure that we will. So, but I will keep y'all informed about that. So, okay, I think I've talked enough now. I've rambled on, got all off topic and everything else. But so if you're still on, thank you. Thank you so much. But I am finna get ready to go to bed now. So I will see everyone probably in the next like 2-3 weeks or so when we get further on into January. Like I said, I might do another live. So until then, peace and be wild, and may you live to see the dawn.